because I had great mentors. I was mentored by Kwame Ture, who you would call Stokely Carmichael. I was mentored by Huey P. Newton. I was mentored by Assata Shakur. I spent time with these revolutionaries, and they taught me truth. And Che Guevara talked about revolution is about love.
We're about to hear from Ahjamu Umi. He's an organizer who is engaged on the groundwork for political, economic, and social justice on 3 continents and the Caribbean. He is the chair of the Black Working Group in Portland, and he's the author of the social justice novel entitled Find the Flower That Blossoms. Ahjamu.
I agree with the previous speakers. Capitalism is a backward blood-sucking system. It's got to be destroyed. It's got to be destroyed. Now, if you ask me, and I'm up here, so you're asking me, it can't be destroyed through any kind of pleading and working within the system. The system is corrupt. It's got to be destroyed. That cannot happen anyway except masses of people rising up and seizing power and creating, as the previous speaker said, a socialist state. Because the question can only be answered 2 ways. Who will own and control the means of production? Who will own and control the means of production? The question can only be answered 2 ways. Either some will own it or everybody will own it. That's what it's all about. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that, but I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. So, how do we go about doing that? This has been 1 year since Occupy started. We have got to turn up the fire. We've got to continue to organize. We've got to bring people who have never engaged in any political action into this process. We've got to be talking to people who are doing nothing except watching LeBron James. Nothing except looking at their 4G phone. Nothing except looking at American Idol. Those are the people we got to go get right now today. We've got to convince them that they've got to be a part of this process. Is that right? We've got to do that. Now, we're doing that a number of ways. We're seizing houses in Northeast, putting people in them. We're patrolling the MAX trains. We're interfering with police when they're harassing people. We're doing a number of things like that. We're creating a community agreement that says in the community that we don't want one empty house. We don't want any more evictions. We want people to have quality places to live. But we can't just have a march and rally and then go have a beer. That's not going to give us what we need. We can't just have a march and rally and then go watch sports on TV. We've got to turn up the heat. You got the holidays coming up. You can't just sit there and talk about Turkey. You got to talk about how this land was stolen from the native people. And we got to support their struggle for self-determination. You've got to take every opportunity to bring consciousness to this struggle. And if we do that, if we stick together, if we don't let them divide us, don't look at me and say, well, he's anti-capitalist. I can't talk to him. You got to talk to everybody that's trying to make a positive difference. We've all got to talk and build this movement. So we have no choice except to organize together and build. And we're doing that in our organizations here. The Blazing Air organization is doing that. We're bringing together youth of all nationalities to organize for justice and revolution. Don't be afraid of revolution. It's a good thing. Revolution is a strong thing. It's a positive thing. It's something we need to make positive change. Y'all know that because they taught you in school that there's an American revolution and you're supposed to support that. But when the masses of people rise up for revolution, now it's a bad thing? No, it's still a good thing. It's a better thing. Because we're more revolutionary than old George Washington and Pat Henry could ever be. Because they were stealing people's land and all we're talking about is justice.